Thank you for staying with us. Now we have joining us via Zoom, Wande Adalimo. He is the co-director at Founder Institute, and he is also an entrepreneur and a tech expert. It's a pleasure to have you on the program today, Wande.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here as well.
Indeed. Thanks again. So, I mean, of course, you must have seen all of the furore that was on social media, Twitter especially, after Twitter announced that they were coming to Africa and they made their choice of Ghana as their operational base. But again, it's been two sides of the same coin. There's been people who said it's a good one for Nigeria, and some say, well, it's a bad one. But I don't know, what did you feel when you got the news that Twitter is launching in Africa, but its operational base will be in Ghana?
So I was very indifferent because for crying out loud, I saw all the noise, all the furore on Twitter, and it's because of our government is not doing well. It's an indication of how bad Nigeria is, and all the noise around it. And the first thing that came to my mind is, do we need validation? I mean, the biggest refinery, probably in Africa, and maybe in the world, is being built here by one of the richest men in the world. BUA is building a sugar refinery and an electric plant in Akwa Ibom that will employ thousands of Nigerians. So let's assume that Twitter comes to Nigeria and sets up an office here. How many of us will they really employ? That's number one. Number two, I think it's really not a choice of where their head office will be and all the other rhetorics around freedom of speech, democracy. I mean, this is we've done handovers from one to the other. Even if you're not comfortable with the president of the country, the democratic process in Nigeria is a lot more advanced and much more mature than that of Ghana. So a lot of the rhetorics are just wrong. So I feel what I think that has happened is that it's a partnership between the Ghanaian government and Twitter. And don't forget that here in Nigeria we have Google, we have Facebook, we have Microsoft. That is talking about the tech space. We have Paystack, we have Flutterwave, we have InterSwitch. We have quite a number of these tech companies that are also here, and their headquarters are here. So Twitter deciding to go to Ghana, and then Nigerians making that much noise about that tiny bit of tech space, I think was out of place. For me, it doesn't change anything. The largest user base for Twitter in Africa is Nigeria. In fact, to be pretty honest, we have almost 39 million Nigerians on Twitter. And that is much more than the entire population of Ghana. So if it was a question of where they should be situated, it should be here. But there are other decisions that come to play here. There is the question of politics. There's a question of partnerships. And of course, there's also the owner of Twitter, Jack Dorsey himself. Where does he like? Does he like Nigeria? Does he like Lagos? Or is he acclimatized to Ghana the more? And those are the conditions that will determine where they need to situate it. But I think it's simply the Ghanaian government lobbied, they got it, and then Twitter moved on there. Because hey, when the president of an African nation is lobbying you and you want to come to Africa, you go for the best options because you pay less taxes, you have less issues. I think it has nothing to do with the issues we have with the tech companies here, making Twitter determine where they will stay. It is more a political move and an economic move for Ghana. Will it have been an economic move for Nigeria? I doubt it very much. The total amount of adverts that is run online on Google and Facebook far outweighs what Nigerians run on Twitter. So for Nigeria, it really is not an economic decision for Twitter to come to Nigeria. And for crying out loud, a lot of other things economically are happening here.
All right, so I mean, like you said, it's been a culmination of so many things. But according to Twitter now, they're saying that Ghana is a supporter of free speech, online freedom, and the open internet, of which Twitter is also an advocate. Furthermore, Ghana's recent appointment to host the Secretariat of the African Continental Free Trade Area aligns with our overreaching or overarching goal to establish a presence in the region that will support our efforts to improve and tailor our service across Africa. Now, that's the reason that Twitter gave as to why they chose Ghana. Yeah. Don't you think that, maybe it might not be political lobbying, like you said, and all of those other things?
Well, so for me, if anyone is talking about the African Continental Free Trade Area, right? If anyone is talking about it, right? What will come to my mind is where is the biggest market for AfCFTA? So if I set my headquarters in Ouagadougou as an example, or in Equatorial Guinea, does that make that significant for me to move to Africa? The biggest market is here. My biggest subscribers are in Nigeria. So those are just PR terms. And if you listen to what the Ghanaian president, Nana Akufo-Addo, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo said, he said that the choice of Twitter is excellent. And then he went on to say that it's a beautiful partnership between Ghana and Twitter, and that is critical for Ghana's development, for the important tech sector. Ghana needs something to leapfrog their tech sector. For Nigeria, it's almost like a new startup is created, is built every single day. The story is very different in Ghana. They need that sort of big name to encourage and kickstart their own tech revolution, if they can get it. So if you look at the wordings of the president, all those statements about AfCFTA being the open internet and free speech are public relation terms, right? They do not mean that Nigeria is such a bad place where, oh, so why is Google here? Why is Microsoft still here? Why is Oracle here? Why all these other big companies here? The international companies also here. Why is Stripe here? Why is Stripe buying a company in Nigeria if that was the case? So I think that's just PR. I think what has happened is that Ghana decided to partner with Twitter for their important tech sector.
So why don't we even see this as a win for Africa? Why are we making it a Nigeria or a Ghana kind of, a Nigeria versus Ghana kind of war? I mean, it's not jollof rice. Come on, for crying out loud.
So Ghana, our big brothers, if we look at it from the angle of independence, they got their independence before we did, right? And there's been what we call the jollof wars all the while. I mean, if you're on Twitter and on certain months of the year, the jollof wars start. I think it almost started shortly before the Twitter announcement. In fact, someone said that the next jollof wars, this is one of the cards that Ghanaians will pull out. So there's been this healthy rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana in sports, in tech, in manufacturing, in trade. It's been a healthy rivalry. So I think that is what led to all of this furore and the noise about Twitter going to Ghana and not Nigeria. Nigerians always want a win over Ghana. And that is why it is. But you're right, it's a win for Africa that we're beginning to attract the biggest tech companies in the world on the continent. And it also tells you, more importantly, that it tells you that we're beginning to be relevant when it comes to tech on the global scene. And Nigeria and Egypt, South Africa are leading. Ghana does not want to be left behind. And
well,
for me...
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just going to say that I think, that's a good spot to land, like to end the conversation. Nigeria, Egypt, and all of the countries that you made mention of that are leading. Of course, Ghana, nobody wants to be left behind. And of course, any effort to bring anybody on board is welcome so far. I mean, it's at the tail end of everything, pushes Africa forward. But I'd have to say thank you for joining us today on the program. Wande Adalemo.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here too.
Of course.